video, and yes, this is going to be the Season 11 review, what changes have been made, and how much does it suck? We're going to talk about why, well, I don't know why it sucks, but I'm going to tell you how bad it sucks. Oh, you bet your ass I'm going to tell you. I didn't do this video last night because I was so just, really, I mean, honestly, not that surprised, but really, come on, EA. Like, fucking seriously. So I'm going to give it a few minutes, let you guys, you know, kind of accumulate up here. Collect a few of the shops that I did manage to put together last night before falling asleep. And I have some videos that I'm going to be putting out later today. They're not going to be streamed live, but they will be going up later today. So be sure to check those out. I am also writing the part 2 of the Missy's Building Guide, but I have to go back and there's going to be a few changes made to part 1. Thank you, EA, for that, because they've now changed a very, very important feature of the game. And we're going to talk about that in this live video here. But, you know, for a lot of you guys, you're past that point anyways, but for you people that are just starting out and you guys are below level 10, there is going to be an option for you. I'm going to put it in the Missy's Building Guide, but the change will definitely be there, and I will try to get that uploaded on the document section as soon as I can. So anybody that has a copy of the Missy's Building Guide, if you did a printout, you're going to basically, there's just going to be one section in there that you may not have that other people have. And it's just going to be talking about the changes that they made to the contest of mayors and the VU Pass. Those two features have not been updated in the Missy's Building Guide, but they will be as soon as, well, probably later on today or tomorrow. All right, let me check to see how many of you guys are actually here so far. Just one. Like I said, I'm going to give you guys a few more minutes and then I'm going to get started without you guys. Okay, so yesterday, you guys should have had a notification or your phone should have automatically updated the game, right? So for those of you who have not updated your game yet, you might want to update it. You'll notice if it's been updated, if you have the most current update, then you should have the picture of the Christmas tree as the background of the game icon. And that's for both Apple and Android. The icon's going to be the same for both of you guys, okay? Somebody actually asked me that this morning. Yes, it's the same icon. Okay. Now, Season 11 Pass. What I was expecting, honestly, I wasn't expecting a whole lot, but I was expecting a little better than what we got. So it was pretty disappointing because, to be honest with you guys, I would say that this pass is the worst yet. Like, out of all the passes that they have put out, I would say this is the worst, by far. And I'm going to tell you guys why that is as soon as I find my damn styler. Okay, so, let's see here. If you click on your game and you do not have an update available, don't panic or freak out, okay? If you haven't been able to update it, maybe restart your phone and try again or uninstall and reinstall. But odds are, honestly, it probably is just going to take a few minutes. Sometimes people get their updates before others. So for those of you who, let me get in a better place here because I don't know if the video's buffering for you guys. Hold on. If the video's buffering, you guys tell me, because I'm almost to the location where I get a better connection here. And my coffee, because I'm going to need that. Okay, so this pass is going to look pretty familiar, right? Because all the rewards are usually pretty straightforward. The only thing that normally changes drastically, obviously, would be the buildings, right? So, 1, 2, let's see. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 buildings. That's what we got. We got 8 buildings, okay? Out of 42 pass levels, we got 8 buildings, if you call those buildings. Now, for those of you guys who have been playing the game a really long time, this might not be a major issue for you, but it is for the players that have just started out. What the hell do they have to use? I mean, think about this for just a minute. When they sit down to say, hey, I want to build a really cool city, what do they really have? They don't really have anything to build anything with. It sucks. And so, you know, I feel for the new players. If it were me and I was a new player, I wouldn't even play. I'm not lying to you. If I didn't have the buildings that I have now, I would not play. Now, here's the thing, okay? I was expecting better from EA. I know. What the fuck am I thinking? I must be higher than a kite, right? I was expecting a little bit better. So let's talk about the very first pathetic waste of a building. This little, I know you might have to like get a magnifying glass or something because you can't even see half the detail. But it's a cat's cafe. Yeah, whatever. Okay. Please tell me that is not the best that they can do. Like, I can already tell you that just by the start of this pass that it was shit. Right from the moment I opened it. Should I buy this pass? Probably not. Am I going to? Probably. Why? Because I'm an idiot, just like all of us. Okay? A lot of people buy this stupid shit. Why? Because we're idiots. So, this is a classic bicycle shop. Again, you know, these are the types of buildings that you would expect out of a free pass, not out of a paid pass. I mean, the fact of the matter is if you look at what SimCity was before we got to, you know, started having to pay for everything, it was so much better. And now here we are paying for worse content. Where's the logic? Don't even get me started how they fucked up the contest of mayors. We'll talk about that here in a little bit. Okay, so as per usual, you're going to get your chump change Sims cash and your, you know, all your other garbage in here that you either can't utilize right now or is pretty much So really the only benefit, honestly, you get the temp storage, which it's nice, yes. And the good thing about the temp storage is if people are like, yeah, well, it goes away, but for really how long? Not very long, like a week and a half, right? And most of the time it's not even that long because every other pass, they don't skip a week. So it's usually about 7 days or so. Now, this building here, this is the only one that was kind of okay that, you know, when I thought about it, I'm like, depending on how large it is, I mean, it's okay. It's like I said, it's nothing spectacular. So when you look at, you know, okay, you get some walls in this pass, that's a benefit because them things are fucking expensive, man. But still, I mean, again, it's nothing spectacular. This here is the knitting shop. Again, you can just blend it in with maybe some residentials. This is a cross key. What the fuck? I can't talk. I haven't had coffee. Cross country ski tracks. Okay. 55% boost. So, honestly, it looks kind of like that hockey pond type thing that I was looking for yesterday on the map when I couldn't find it. Nothing great there. And where's the last one? Okay, that's not the last one. Scandinavian Design Shop. Honestly, a lot of these just look kind of like the, what are those homes on the map? Frosty homes. Look just like the Frosty homes, the residentials when they're maxed out. So I guess maybe blend them in over there if you wanted. Hold on just a second. What? And then you've got, let's see, 15, that. Okay. Thank you. Hang on just a second, you guys. It's about put my stylus in my cup as a straw. Oh, you did give me a straw. Oh my god. Sorry. Yeah, not a good day. Okay, I'm not awake yet, as you can tell. I had the damn straw in my hand, and I had the stylus because I was using it to kind of scroll across the screen. Okay, that's not creepy or anything. There's just a dude slumped over in the alley in front of a big black garbage bag, and he's just standing there. And it's like dark out, 6 a.m., nobody's out. Yeah, that's not creepy or anything, dude. Didn't even move when I drove by, like he was like a statue in time. Okay, so yeah, just about shoved my stylus right into my coffee cup. That would have sucked. Anyways, as you can tell, I am barely awake and bitching about EA. Seems like a normal day, right? Okay, where were we at? Ah, garbage. That's right. Total garbage. Dude, the straw was in my hand. And I had the stylus, you know, like if you're going to be drawing. And I just about went and slam dunked it right into my cup of coffee. That would have sucked. I mean, granted, it wouldn't have been hot coffee, thankfully. It would have been the iced coffee, but still would have sucked. Okay. Modern library. Honestly, when I saw this, it kind of reminded me of a building out in Seattle. But the building in Seattle is definitely much cooler. But either way, it's garbage. So, trash, trash, trash. This here, what is this? Oh, it's a dining hall. This might be okay, I guess. Honestly, this is a disgrace. It really is. I mean, what do we pay here? We pay $5 in the US for this pass. So that's what, $60 a year? That's garbage. That's complete garbage. Dude, I know, isn't it? It's, oh my god. And you know what's even more frustrating is I have a hacked city on my tablet, and I'm looking back through all of the older buildings, and I'm even more disgusted with what the game has become. Because you guys think I have a lot of shit? No. I'm missing, like, I would say probably, no joke, like 40% of the buildings that went out, that were launched out prior to this. And a lot of it, like, there was like 2 months where I didn't play the game really at all because I was playing Realm. And then there was times where I didn't get to the Mega League in time, right? Because you have to get promoted each week in order to get the buildings before. And back then, you know, you didn't really care all that much about some of these buildings. I care more about getting them now than I did then, if they were, you know, decent. So, yeah, I mean, going back in time, I would have tried to earn knowing what was going to happen, I would have really tried to earn the older buildings a lot more. But I fully understand now why so many more people are trying to hack this game in terms of, yes, they want to, you know, be able to say, hey, I played honestly, but in terms of content and design, just the designing aspects alone, okay, not talking about everything else. I fully see now why. Why would you rather pay to have worse content when you could have better content for free, right? It just doesn't make sense. And so, unfortunately, I understand why a lot of players are doing that. Now, that Season 11 pass, I'm sorry, but if you guys are asking me, is it worth the money? It really depends on you, okay? It depends on where you're at in the game. So, like, let's say that you're somebody who has all of your storage and dozer and everything's maxed out, right? Is it worth it to you? That it depends on where you're at in your game. Like I said, it depends on your finances. It depends on what it is, how much of this game is really a part of your life. For me, the reason I'm going to buy the piece of shit is because I stream the game every day. The other rewards are, you know, is it worth the $5? Yes, it is. Just in the storage and dozer and regional coins and things like that, yes, it's worth the $5. Is it a disappointment? Yes, it is a major disappointment, especially for the players that, you know, pay every single month religiously. So yeah, that sucks. And Shang, are you still on the stream here? Let me check the, No, I'm not hacking this city. I'm definitely not doing this city. You know, Shang, there's the thing about that is somebody's always going to pay. It's kind of like, you know, the real world, right? So people are like, oh, I want more pay. I want to make more money. And you've got the 10 people that are all for it, but then you got the 3,000 people that aren't. And you're going to have people that everybody's going to pay. It doesn't matter how many of us say we're not going to. How many people pay right now and don't even admit that they pay? Do you know how many people play this game and you ask them how much money did you spend and they say, I didn't spend anything. And then you go look and you see purchased content on their game. Stuff that you can only get if you purchased it. And they're like, oh, no, I never did that. Oh, maybe I spent $12. It's like, yeah, you lie so fucking bad. I can't tell you. That's probably the biggest thing that people lie about when it comes to this game. And that's how much money they've spent on this game. And honestly, I've talked to people that have straight up lied to their significant others about what they spend because they're embarrassed on how much money that they've spent on this game. And that is the whole point in the Missy's Building Guide is to save you guys money, right? Do you know how much money I've saved you guys? You have, I wish you knew. Some of you know and you appreciate it, but others, you have no idea. Because you think, oh, I wouldn't pay, but you know, we always do, don't we? We always do. Yeah, I mean, yes, your city is a free city. Now think about, you remember Shang had a city before his current city. Do you remember how screwed you were on your first city? You remember that one weekend you did an epic project and it took you like 22 hours and you had one building? And you remember me talking you into restarting? And do you remember how much better off you were? It took me like a week to talk Shang into restarting. And you are so much better off. Yes, it changes the Missy's Building Guide. Yes, it does. And I kind of talked about that at the beginning of the stream, but not many of you guys were on the stream yet. So anybody here that is following the Missy's Building Guide, for those of you who are unaware, you can now play calm at level 11. Yes, level 11, you unlock the Contest of Mayors. That changes the Missy's Building Guide quite drastically. So you're going to have an option. The way that I'm going to write it is, think about it like this, right? So what was my reasoning for sending you guys up to level 18 instead of remaining below level 18? It was to utilize all features of the game, because in the Missy's Building Guide, you're able to go up to level 18 and you can start making donuts, which is going to be a huge benefit to your income, right? The group is another feature that you wanted to be able to utilize. Not only that, but war. Okay, so you need to be able to participate in war in order to be successful in Mega. Now, in the Missy's Building Guide, I have it written that you should have around 100 to 150 storage by the time you hit level 18. When you hit level 18, I gave everybody a list of things to complete by level 18. And then once you're going to spend 5 weeks as a level 18 player. You're going to work your way up to Mega, right? Once you get to Mega, you're going to be able to utilize those house upgrades and go from level 18 to level 20. You're going to camp level 20 because you're going to unlock silver tokens. Now, how does this change the Missy's Building Guide? Well, if you unlock the Contest of Mayors at level 11, right, you can start working your way up the leaderboard without having to wait until you get to level 18, which is going to be a huge benefit for you guys, because if you have a feeder city and you can transfer coin, you don't have to go to level 18 anymore, right? So the main reason for bringing you guys up to level 18 was being able to produce donuts, was $30,400 worth of your daily income. Now, if you had a feeder city that you were feeding coins into it, right, then essentially you could play the Contest of Mayors for 5 weeks as a level 11 player. Build up only regular residentials, not even mess with the airport homes at all, right? Build up enough coin, get to where you can afford to do all that, and then unlock. You're going to have to pass, right? So you'll start unlocking, let's see here. Okay, you'll start unlocking all of these rewards, as a level 11 player instead of a level 17 or 18 player. You won't be able to have the group feature just yet, but if it means gaining 7 levels just to have the group feature, what's the point, right? So yes, it changes things drastically. There's also there's going to be another option in the guide. Let's say that you do not have a feeder and that is your sole source of income. Well, there's going to be ways. I'm going to show you guys ways to get coin. We're going to talk about that in the walkthrough city a lot. I'm going to cover this, you guys. Don't worry about it. I got you. Okay, so anybody who is level 11 or below, do not level up anymore until I launch the part 2 of the Missy's Building Guide with the updated version, because you also have to take into consideration that you have the VU pass, okay? And the VU pass is earned, you can earn it without doing war if you do the monster, right? So you really could benefit quite a bit by remaining a lower level now. Whereas before, it was like, okay, you had to actually join a club, get into war, and do all that stuff. Now, with the VU pass the way that it is, and with the comm being unlocked at level 11, there's better options to remain you at lower level. And I'm starting to wonder if a lot of why EA has been making such weird, odd... I mean, these changes are coming out of nowhere, you know? It almost seems like people are getting smarter and playing better, and they're in a frantic panic going, okay, we can't have this. Because if you look at all the advice that was given previous to my videos, the people that give the advice are people that are employed through EA, right? Now you have to ask yourself, if you go and you watch their videos, and you look at the advice that they're giving you on an epic project, they're starting off their video by telling you how difficult epics are. They show you them donating to 1-pointers and 2-pointers. They tell you how it takes several hours to complete. Meanwhile, I'm over here showing you guys how to hit gold in under 20 minutes with every single item in the game unlocked. So how is it that they're employed through EA and they don't know anything when it comes to the game? They either are fooling your ass, or they're just telling people what they're supposed to say. That way, people continue to pay. It doesn't do EA any good if you rise above and don't have to pay, right? So, essentially, my videos aren't helping EA at all, right? They're doing the exact opposite. You guys perfect the contest of mayors, once you perfect how to do your epic projects, once you've beat the game fundamentally, why do you have to pay? If you were to go back to your first city when you fucked it up really good, right? If you hadn't come across my videos, you would still be playing that city, right? And so it's gotten to the point now where... I got 20 more. Okay, just a second, you guys. Hold on. Thank you. All right. Okay, so it's gotten to the point now where people are starting to play smarter, spend less money, but they're enjoying the game more because they're actually accomplishing stuff. Now, imagine right now if they were to actually put out content that was halfway decent. How many people would be more willing to pay for that content because they're enjoying the game more? But the problem is people don't care about that right now. I mean, obviously EA doesn't care about that. They just care about money, money, money. I mean, look at this VU pass. You have got to be kidding me, right? As if it wasn't bad enough that they charge us the $2.99 for the pass in general. Now you mean to tell me that they're going to charge us for the second and the third round of it? How is that not ridiculous? I mean, and then not only that, they up the price. And so you look at the feature in itself, and what benefit do you get from this pass? What benefit do you get from the war feature at all? I mean, essentially, what does war do for the game in itself? It's literally a way to eat your coins, eat your cash, eat your time, and it provides you zero benefit whatsoever. I mean, when you really analyze the war feature in itself, what do you gain from doing war aside from entertainment? That's it. That's the only thing you gain. So if you're not enjoying playing war, if you're looking at it solely from the beneficial purpose, then you have no benefit. And the only reason that there is 1% of benefit towards the contest of mayors is because they forced it in there. We shouldn't have to participate in war to participate in the contest. In my opinion, the way that it should be is you should have the contest of mayors and then you should have war. And if your club is in war, then you should get tasks that are war-oriented. You shouldn't have war tasks if you're not even in war. That's just my opinion on the matter. But, you know what? Obviously, they're going to continue to fuck this game up royally because they're doing a great job at fucking this game up. What it was a year ago as to what it is now, it's just... every time they put out a new pass, it just keeps going downhill. And it's like I'm sitting here, like many of you guys and a lot of you old school players, wondering when is it going to make a turnaround? When are they going to pull their head out of their ass and realize, hey, we're screwing up here? I don't know if a lot of you guys have taken the time to maybe look into some of the previous buildings and trees and parks and things like that. I was surprised, honestly, at a lot of this stuff I had even forgotten about because of the fact that I'm talking like back when it first launched, like 2017 or whatever. There was even some buildings from last year that I don't even remember ever coming out. They must not have been in the game very long, or they must have been ridiculously overpriced because I would have purchased them had I seen them, and I don't recall seeing them. And there was a lot of halfway decent content, I would say, in 2018 and maybe the end of, or the beginning of 2019. But somewhere right after that, it just completely fell off. And I don't know if it wasn't even just when they started the Mayor's Pass. It was, honestly, it's kind of went downhill since then. But when they started the Mayor's Pass, there was good and bad things about it. Same with the regional maps, you know. When they first started regionals, you didn't have the regional HQs and the hotspots, and all that shit got added in after the fact. When regionals first launched, all you could spend your regional coins on was the coverage for, like, the police, health, fire, the regional coverage. And that was it. And so you really didn't have any reason to earn regional coins. Then they put out hotspots. And then it was like, okay, this is kind of cool, you know? But in reality, the regionals were meant for players that had already completed the game and wanted to kind of expand and do, you know, they got bored. And what ended up happening is all the new players ended up really screwing themselves up by unlocking it too early. And so once you put yourself in that situation where you've completely dug yourself a hole, a lot of people don't want to restart. Okay? I know there was a guy on the stream yesterday talking about how much time he had invested into the game, and I'm thinking he's going to tell me that he spent, you know, several years, and he tells me that he's been playing like 6 months. And I'm like, that is not at all a waste of time to restart. So anybody who has, you know, significantly screwed their game up and you don't see a way to fix it, you should restart. Okay? You will not regret it. Now, let me check the chat here now that we're at my location where I get semi-decent service here. Give me a second. For some reason, when I'm at this area here, if I pull forward, like, I don't know, 6 feet, I get 3 megabytes per second faster than I do when I'm parked in, like, a foot over. I don't know why. There must be... the universe hates me on this parking lot or something. I don't know. Yeah, no. War is a joke. If you like it for the entertainment feature, then that's the other thing, you guys. That's what I wanted to tell you guys today. So for those of you who are following the Missy's Building Guide or need help building a perfect city, here's the thing, okay? I've decided, and I decided this last night, and that is, where's my paper here? So the Missy's Building Guide is the guide to a perfect city for levels 1 through 24. It's the most efficient way that you can possibly play, given a normal, realistic game set in mind, right? Now, what I call that, levels 1 through 24, is the foundation of your city. Then, at level 25, you unlock the ability to get regionals, but you're not actually going to unlock the regional map at level 25. Between levels 25 and 29, this right here is it's kind of like a gray zone. You're going to be building only regular residentials, and you're going to be doing epic projects. As soon as you max one out, you're going to do a gold epic, right? Once you hit level 29, this is where you hit the crossroads, okay? And I'm going to have a document labeled crossroads. This is where you're going to decide which direction you want to go with your city. Now, it doesn't matter if you want to build a city strictly for design, if you want to build a city for population, Omega, a war city even. I'm going to write a guide on that as well. And so once you've decided, which way you want to go with your city, you're going to basically say, okay, I've got the Missy's Building Guide. I've done the foundation of my city. I'm at the crossroads. Now that's when you pick one of the X amount of documents that I'm going to write up for you guys. And you're going to say, okay, I want to build an Omega city. And then you're going to pick up my Omega guide. And I'm going to explain the best possible way that you can play an Omega city efficiently, right? So it doesn't matter which city you want to build. You're going to start with the Missy's Building Guide. Doesn't matter, okay? But what I decided last night was that I was actually going to write up a build for war. Because so many people like war for the entertainment aspects, I'm gonna write a war city guide. But another thing that I wanted to do was, let me find the list here that I have. So several people have hit me up this week saying, when I refer to playing the Contest of Mayors competitively, what exactly do I mean by that? What I mean by that is this. If you want to collect on this pass, right, you can play and earn the points relatively easily without spending any cash, without really doing much of anything. You can just kind of half-ass it and finish it, right? But if you actually want to win the league prize, so if you want to be able to go to the Mega League and actually win first place or within the top 3 or whatever, that is what I refer to as playing competitively. It focuses on this prize in itself, right? Now, after level 29, there's a couple reasons, big reasons why playing competitively is not only very difficult at that level, but very expensive. It costs an obscene amount of cash because of the fact that you now have most people, right, that have passed level 30. They did unlock a regional map or two at level 25. But then you also have to take into consideration how many people also now have Omega unlocked. The moment that you hit level 30, you unlock Omega. And the reason that this is problematic is because these labs here, you have to have a certain amount of Omega homes built in order to purchase these labs, okay? Now, when you make a canister, you're going to pay 7,000 coins. If you get a task to, let's say, produce 5 canisters, okay? That right there is 35,000 coins. Now, depending on how many homes you have and your population will depend on which type of canisters you produce. You could go from an hour and a half canister that costs $10 to complete to an 8-hour canister that costs $52 to complete. But the issue isn't just that. The issue is, okay, let's say you have 2 labs, okay? And you have to, let's say, collect 5 canisters. So you've got 2 done. Now it's been an hour and a half, okay? You've collected the 1, and you only have 1 or 2 of these spaces open. And so now you've got it, you got to open it, right? So you can essentially sit there and end up spending quadruple the amount of coin on 5 canisters, because if you end up with, let's say I ended up with 4 really large canisters, right? Like, all these are large. Do I want to wait 8 hours for it to produce and 8 hours for it to open? Or would I rather just say, fuck it, pay again, and hope I get a smaller one? And that's where people end up spending more than $35,000 trying to get smaller canisters. So what I did when I was playing competitively, I unlocked all the labs and then I bulldozed all the Omega. That way I have all the labs and they only produce small canisters. Because I'm not building an Omega City, it doesn't matter. Now, like I said, once you want to play competitively at level 30, now you have regional tasks and you have Omega tasks. So you've just unlocked 3 new tasks. And you know, I have noticed something. I haven't seen any Omega tasks in like 3 weeks. I'm kind of wondering if they took that task out. So if anybody here ends up getting a Omega canister task this week, please let me know, because like I said, I haven't seen one in a long time and it's kind of making me wonder. Now, our club is starting war we always start war 12 hours before the contest starts. So in 3 hours we start war. If you want in, let me see how many spaces we have available. And then I'll check your guys' chat here. So, hold on here. Okay. So, if you guys join my group, there's 2 things that you need to do. When you join in, you need to introduce yourself, and you need to go and watch the group rules video that is posted on my channel. Now, what the hell you mean, am I ever around? I'm always around. What am I going to kill him for? Hold on, I got to catch up on this. Okay, so Trance, I'm going to assume that he's somebody from YouTube. Okay. I'm going to kind of go through this list really, really quick here. And then if anybody wants in, I don't know who Sayonara is. Okay, hold on. Also, you guys, when it comes to prep for prep this round, or well, this season, if you guys didn't notice, we now have the Christmas shop again. As I said, it would be coming back around. If you didn't know already, we have it for 21 days, 15 hours. It says right there. That's not very long. It's only going to be here for 3 weeks. Now, if you guys are below level 20 and you do not have very much cash, if you're somebody who doesn't spend a lot of money on the game, it would probably be more beneficial to not unlock all of the slots. But if you guys are below level 20, you don't, you have a lot of cash or whatever, you need to take into consideration that because you don't have tokens, that you're not going to be able to prep 10 or 11 items. So that's something to seriously consider. Now, maybe unlocking obviously a few would be beneficial, but don't bankrupt yourself for a shop that's only going to be open for 21 days. The other thing is, if you look at the items that you can produce in this shop, the rocking horse here is obviously going to need nails and hammers, but it only takes 20 minutes. So the items that you're going to be prepping the most are going to be probably gingerbread and the ornaments. Now, if you look closely, this one requires paint and this one requires spatulas. So you're going to want to start holding on to quite a bit of spatulas and paint more than you normally would for these tasks. Similar to last season, we had to do the carved wood task quite a bit. Expect to prep for those two items. These items here are much more easy to obtain, so I wouldn't even really mess with that, but I would definitely prep paint and spatulas for sure. And if you guys are wondering which items you should prep in your shop, this one here is 45 minutes, this one here is an hour and 15. So I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that you should probably prep the gingerbread, okay? Now, if you start to notice that you are getting a lot of tasks that are for quite, if they're for high points and you're getting them for, let's say, ornaments, then obviously maybe prep those instead. It'll kind of depend on how often that task pops up. Now, another thing to remember when you play the contest is be very careful on those factory tasks if they're worth low points values, because they'll come right back and those factory tasks can't be sped up with the token. So yeah, make sure that you guys are prepping the right stuff for sure. Now, what was I'm removing a few people here. Okay, are you hang on. Okay, so real quick, you guys, for you players that are 24, or no, I'm not going to do 24 because you guys have gold tokens. For the players that are 20 and below, okay, you should try to prep melons instead of flour if you actually get tasks for those quite a bit. Otherwise, prep flour, prep donuts, okay? You guys are going to have smoothies unlocked, donuts unlocked, and I don't think you guys have bread rolls unlocked just yet. So if you have bread rolls unlocked, you may want to prep bread rolls. If you don't, then don't. Prep donuts instead, because it'll be an added benefit for not only, an income, but for your contest mayors as well. Now, also make sure that you guys are multitasking your tasks. Don't just wait all day to start anything. The next thing that you're going to want to do is probably, if it were me, I would prep either paint or probably glue. Glue and paint tasks come up quite a bit. So do cement as well. So whatever tasks that you guys have, so paint is 48 minutes, glue is 48 minutes, and cement is 40 minutes. Now, cement is a very profitable item to produce. If you have any higher level players in your group, sell the cement to them because they can make gnomes for a decent profit. Also, if you guys are hard up on money or whatever, try to make quite a bit of nails. Now, as far as this store goes, when you prep stuff for this store, go for items that you think you may actually get an assignment for. Now, if it were me, I would probably prep ladders or spatulas, depending on what you have unlocked. Now, given the fact that this new shop requires spatulas, I'm going to say you should probably prep spatulas or shovels, okay? As far as your garden store goes, depending on, your level, of course, I would probably prep saps or grass. Yeah. I mean, the grass takes little to, very little time in comparison to the sap, so I would probably prep the saps. Let me see here. What's sugar, seeds. Okay. Yeah, so I would prep flour for sure because you also have flour with the gingerbread as well. Now, if you guys are higher level players, then you guys have tokens unlocked, so I'm not really gonna mess with all that right now. But if you have caps unlocked, prep those or red shoes. Now, caps turn a higher profit than red shoes because of the glue, but definitely prep shoes because that task does pop up quite a bit. Or caps if you're looking for money. Now, when it comes to chairs or tables, if it were me, I would probably prep the chairs. Not only is it, a decent profit, but it's quicker. Now, another reason why is because usually you get a chair task more frequently than a table task. Okay? So, another thing that you guys can do if you guys are having, a lot of trouble is if you have the ability to have 10 items done and ready for pickup, another good thing to do is to prep half and half so that you have a 50-50 chance of actually getting that item, right? So do half tables, half chairs. And that way, either or, you have at least half of one of them done if you get either one of them. Now, granted, that is going to suck if you end up, doing that and then you get the one that takes longer, then you still have to wait. But I guess the point of the matter is it's going to suck if you prep one and you get the other, right? And you have nothing. So to do a 50-50 split is actually really beneficial. Now, what else here? What else? I think that just about covers it as far as what you guys should be prepping. Oh, also, all right, factories. For you lower level players, pay very close attention here. So you are going to, you have 3 hours for textiles, right? Then you have 4 hours for sugar, and then you have the 5 hours for the glass. If you have glass unlocked, try to prep the glass, okay? If you do not have glass unlocked, prep sugar over textiles. And the reason for that is because normally the sugar task is, it pops up more frequently and usually it's for more points. If for any reason that you get, let's say, a task for sugar and it's for 36 sugar and you have 35 completed, try to get one of those video ads, because if you look very closely, sometimes the very last one, when you hit collect right here, allows you to complete just one of them. Okay, so always look for that little icon. Now, that being said, if you get a chemicals task, be very, very careful about doing that task because it will come back. 9 times out of 10 it comes back, and it's not worth very many points, and it takes up a space on your list, and it takes quite a bit of time, and just, yeah, try to avoid that one. Okay? So hopefully that answers some of your guys' questions. Let me catch up on your guys' comments here. And yes, you can help me, Shang, with the War City and stuff, yes. Yeah, so I think the canister tasks are gone. Which is great because that does change things for the contest, at least for now. But here's the other thing about SimCity, and you guys will notice this quite a bit, is they change something, and then they kind of change it. You think, oh, okay, this is good, Like, for example, let's say, okay, they take out the canisters task, but then you level up, and then maybe a couple months goes by, and either they change it for the worse or they bring it back. And that's what I would worry about happening if you were to, just automatically jump to level 30 all of a sudden. But you still have to take into consideration the items that you unlock as well. So even though that the canisters task isn't there, I would still be leery about going to level 30 just yet. Okay, so yes, the new shops always suck big time, but the good thing about this one is it's only here for 21 days, so I'm sure that they'll bring in another shop at the beginning of the year, which will just really fuck shit up. But, you know, the Christmas shop has actually been around for quite some time. I think it's been around a couple years, honestly. Um, let's see. My level 48 is saying very little sugar. Seeing some sugar. Okay, so the sugar, typically on the day off from the contest of mayors, a lot of people don't really sell factory items because they're not really producing them, right? You'll notice as soon as the contest of mayors starts, maybe the first hour or two after it starts, the global market is going to be flooded with sugar and glass and electric and all that shit because everybody has been stocking up and prepping all their stuff. A lot of people prep their factories, surprisingly enough. Let's see. Let me get these filled up here. I am prepping for a timed epic, but I have several videos that I need to get done this week, and I need to write those guides. But I kind of want to see what changes they're going to make. Usually, like the first, I don't know, week or two of the pass, they bring out some limited time side bullshit or, you know, promotions or something. So I kind of want to see what other changes they make before finalizing everything. And honestly, you guys, with the changes that they've been making, I would just be very careful about leveling. Okay, so going past a certain level could be problematic. So, like, leveling up has its repercussions, right? But camping too long has its repercussions as well. And so there's kind of this zone that you want to be in. You want to be not quite high enough to screw your game up, but not low enough to where you're not able to utilize all of the benefits and features of the game. And so that's kind of what I'm going to be talking about when I rewrite the Missy's Building Guide. Oh, this pass is terrible. I don't know who said that, but this pass sucks. Big time. Big time sucks. I keep clicking the wrong button here. Okay, there we go. Yeah. If, what sand, okay, Sandip, what do you need, items-wise? Broke on coins, Shang? Okay, so right now I have Trance is a level 51, Chronic's 81. You are, I don't even see you in here. What do you mean? What's your city name? San? Because Chronic's not on that much, and I normally have high-level items that I can help with if I knew that you needed them, but I just haven't been on a whole lot the last, I don't know, 20 hours or so. I slept most of the day yesterday, so I'm going to be on quite a bit today. If you guys didn't notice, I was able to buy all of my factories here. Okay, so Trance, what do you need items wise? Put out a list. And what is it for? You doing an epic project or what? Because here's the thing. When shut up, Lo. When you need items or whatever, when it becomes the time for the contest to start, I normally keep my city pretty stocked and the whatever you call it, the community depot pretty well stocked as well. But the issue is that people wipe my damn depot out, or that I only have, you know, so many high level players, so it is going to be a little tougher for the higher level players to get help because a lot of our members are lower level players. But you know what? I mean, it is what it is. That's kind of the bullshit that you have to face being a high level player. I can't, it wouldn't be fair to me to boot them or tell them to level up just so that they can help us more. You know, I'd rather see them be successful and do good rather than just help me more, you know? And Shang, you wanted the pass this round, right? Is that what you're yakking about over there? Bail me out of bankruptcy. Oh, you're talking about the coins. Do I look rich to you? Look at this. Remember when I said I bought all these? Look. I had to spend $50K a piece on these. And then I kind of went on a shopping spree. But, you know what? I have... Let me show you something here. Yeah, it's bad. I have a lot of money and stuff. For example, I have 118 flour I need to convert to donuts. I just need the sugar to do it. I need the space to grab the sugar to do it. And right now, that's what I'm kind of focusing on, is doing that, but I've been too busy yakking to you guys. Right. So, you have gold tokens unlocked, right? Start running some flour and donuts. Start running some nails. Stop spending money on global. So, any questions with the new pass, with anything? Anything at all? Also, I didn't do a whole lot on the Frosty map where we left off yesterday, but I did do a little bit. So I'll show you guys the changes I made here in just a second. I'm trying to clear up some space here. Erg. I need sugar. Anybody selling sugar that wants it gone, tell me. I'd rather buy it from you guys than global if you guys are actually selling it. Okay, so let's see here. Okay. You have sugar up? Okay. Awesome. Also, if, what's his name? Oh my god, I can't remember his name. Steiner Hills. Mike. TiVo Mike or whatever. Are you on the stream? Because I owe you from the other day. So if you're on here, speak up. It was his birthday yesterday, so everybody tell him happy birthday. He's old. And, yeah. Here he is, right here. Steiner Hills. Right there. He also runs a channel on SimCity. Not sure, like, what type of videos specifically. I've only seen, like, 1 or 2 of them. But if you guys wanted to sub to his channel as well. And if you have not subbed to my channel, okay, you should, so that once we hit 1,000 subs, we can, I can stream straight to YouTube without this stupid third-party app. So yeah, hit that subscribe button. And anybody that doesn't understand like how I do my guides, it's gonna be through the Google Docs app. But what you're gonna do is you're gonna get a link to the Google Docs, and then you can print it, share it, whatever the case may be. But I'm also going to put a section where, okay, so now Google has this feature where you can put like pictures, for example, and you can share the album itself, and then you can go and view the whole entire album without having to actually send pictures. And so I'm going to do screenshots of everything, but I also wanted to do, I'm going to do screenshots of the residentials and the epics and all that stuff. So be sure to check that out as well. So anybody who's not in our Facebook group, go to SimCity Build It, MissyAnne on Facebook. And if you join the group there, if you click the announcements section, there's a ton of, photos and content and things like that. And so if you don't have Facebook, I'm thinking about a friend of mine's going to help me kind of make a website. And I think we're just going to put everything up on the website. Okay. I'm going to buy some stuff from her here. Oh, shit, I forgot I'm broke. Also, those of you, pair and launch. And that way, when you get to Mega, you have a stock of cards and boosters and things like that so that you can do those assignments relatively quick. Because they're really easy 3K assignments. Especially if you get a loop. And that's the next thing we're going to talk about. Because I have to update the Contest to Mayor's Guide as well. Because the Contest to Mayors, essentially what you're doing now is you're trying to put yourself into a loop that you can hold, right? And so it's going to be interesting. A lot of you guys have been posting, is it possible to get this many points in this much time? And yes, it is. So it just, not everybody's hacking just because they put up 120,000 points in a day, okay? It can happen. And it can happen relatively easily. So just be aware of that. Okay. So let's see here. Anybody who is in my group. Let me see here. There's a couple of you, I don't know if you're on the stream here, that I haven't seen in a long time. And one of them is... Where is he? I don't even see him now. Where the hell did he go? We have a lot of people with T names, so it kind of... Ghana Border, Garden, Mini. Okay. Sydney, Knox. Okay, I know who that is. Yeah, looks like everybody's active. Oh, it never happens. Eden and Yoet. Okay, the Yoes guy I haven't seen very often, but what the hell is he talking about? Is that supposed to be like a joke or something? Okay, so, any questions? Right. So, we'll talk about all that, Shang, when we do the war guide, when you help me with that later on. Because there's a lot of advice to do to get maximum benefit when it comes to war and things like that. But the thing is they keep making so many changes that it's hard to keep up anymore. So, and the other problem is they don't really update us with all the changes either. It's kind of like, oh, figure it out for yourself. With EA, I don't know, because they've got these EA game changers, right? And it's difficult because I've contacted EA many times with players that are, the people that play, it almost seems like they play for really long periods of time. Like, the people that stick around, they've been playing a long time, right? Whereas most other games, you play, you get bored, you move on. But this is a game where it seems like it takes up a lot of your life, in other words, right? So with something that you are, it's part of your daily routine. You wake up in the morning, you set up your stuff, if you want to play competitively, you're checking on your game every so many hours. And so it's a huge portion of your daily life to play this game. It's not like, okay, I go to work, I get home, and I play a few levels of something. It's not that type of game. It's a type of game that you interact with continuously. And that being said, a lot of people are willing to put out the money and the time and the effort, and I think they just enjoy the aspect of the routine of it, right? And so EA, it's hard to see, like, okay, are they going to give us something better and keep the game alive? Or are they just kind of throwing shit at us going, whatever, keep them busy? Like, that's kind of what it seems like they're doing. It seems like they're not really putting out much effort to please the consumer. It seems like they're just putting a price tag on something and throwing it at the wall and hoping it sticks, you know? Because they've gotten a lot of negative feedback on not just the Facebook groups, but the YouTube world, the ratings in general. When you look at the comments and Reddit and just everywhere, like, everybody's pissed off. There's no way they haven't seen it, is what I'm saying. And so it's like they just don't give a shit. You know, people are still paying, so why would they care, right? I mean, what incentive do they have to do better when everybody's still going to pay? So I guess until people stop paying, or until the ratings go down or whatever, I don't think they're going to make a change. I think that they're trying to keep up with the advice that's out there. Because when I was looking into doing a YouTube channel for this game, I had no idea, what kind of advice was out there and all this shit. And when I looked out there and I saw, wait a minute here, this game's been around a while, right? There's little to no advice out there that's really good. And it was surprising to me because of how many people play this game and how many people really enjoy the game. And so to see a game that has so much potential and has so little good advice, and then all of a sudden you have somebody like me that comes out and starts making a change in the SimCity Build It community and says, okay, stop playing this way and start playing this way, right? And all of a sudden, I get banned from a Facebook group. So let me tell you a little story about that, okay? As many of you guys know, people promote their channels and things like that. So on Facebook, if you type in SimCity Build It and you look at the fan groups and all the other groups, right? There's several Facebook groups on this game. Now, I had logged into, let's see, I think 3 of them. One of them has like 18,000 members, and it's ran by a guy named Mark, okay? Now, that particular group, there's a lot of people that post on it. There's a lot of content, and he makes, charts, and he keeps up on top of all of the changes that are made, right? So I'm thinking that the sole purpose of this Facebook group is to help people, right? That's the whole purpose, is to help people. So if I have the knowledge to, let's say, help all of you guys get your epics done quick, fast, easy, whatever, that's the sole purpose. And so I've been in this group for, 2-3 years. And I never really spoke or talked in it or anything. And I'm just kind of looking and watching and seeing how people interact. And I see that people are allowed to, advertise their channels or advertise other people's content. Like, oh, go watch so-and-so's video, right? And I seen a lot of the content that was advertised was from Byron, the SimCity Build It, the dude with the yellow hat, and then Samantha, right? And so I'm like, okay, their content's on here. People are sharing their content. There was a post one day, and I can't even remember. Oh, it was about an epic project. Somebody wanted to know how to get their epic projects to pop up in a specific category. And somebody had mentioned to watch my channel. I hadn't even commented on it yet. And they had said, go to MissyAnne's channel. She has really great videos. And I was like, okay, cool. People are starting to, refer my videos. And the person was kind of confused. They didn't speak very good English. And so I linked my channel. I hit share, right? And I get a message from Mark saying that he can't have me advertising my videos. And I'm like, excuse me? I've been on your group for 3 years, and I've seen people advertise their videos all the time. So what is your problem? You know, it's not like I'm taking away from you. Why can't I advertise my shit, but they can? And that's when he tells me, oh, they're EA game changers. So I allow them to post their content. And I'm like, wait a minute here. So you don't care if the content's good or bad. You don't care that, you know, my content is better than theirs and that I'm giving better advice. You're jealous. That's what it came down to. And it was really shitty. So I'm like, you know what? Fuck you. And I just unfriended him and I just left the group. I don't need that shit. And the way I see it is this. If you're going to restrict people from getting good knowledge on the game, because of what reason? I don't know. Jealousy? That's the only thing I can come up with. And so that's the type of person that I don't give a shit to even be in contact with. So at that point in time, I hadn't even had a Facebook group yet for the game. And I'm like, you know, there's a lot of people out there that stream, okay? I'm not trying to step on their shit, you know what I mean? So, for example, Steiner Hills, he streams this game. Notice how I gave him a shout out and I said happy birthday and I told you guys, you know, hey, go sub to his channel. I didn't have to do that, but I'm not great. What reason do I have to not? Oh my God, somebody's going to sub to his channel? Oh no, it's a click, it's a button. It costs you nothing to sub, right? Why other people are so intimidated by somebody else being successful is beyond me. So if you go to his Facebook group and I'm thinking in my head, there's a lot of people that watch me, right? And I give good advice, okay? And I don't care about all the flashy thumbnails and the editing and who has a hard hat on and who has a script and who doesn't and whose videos are 10 minutes long and mine are 2 hours long. I don't care about that shit, okay? People watch my channel because I give good advice. People watch my channel because they see a drastic positive change in their game. At the end of the day, that's what matters. It matters, is your advice good or is it bad, right? And so when I see somebody who's willing to shut down good advice simply because of just being an asshole, that's not cool, you know? And so here I am, and I'm like doing shit. I do shit completely different than a lot of people, right? I don't care to clickbait you guys. I don't care to I could do 5-minute videos. I could do that to you. But you know what? I'd rather just get all the content out there and give you guys good advice, right? And if it takes me 30 minutes to explain it and you want to watch it, you'll watch it. And if not, there's plenty of other videos on this game that are 5 minutes long that you can go watch. But you know what? You're watching this one. And that's why. Because you know I'm right. You see a positive change. So I get a message. Okay, so it's been like 3 weeks. And I get a message from Sandrine. She's a good, you know, I would say a friend of mine. She's right here, actually. And she's still in Mark's Facebook group. And she had referred my video to somebody because the person was struggling with coins. And she had referred my production guide. To me, she said, why can't I share your content? I said, I don't know. And I screenshotted her the messages that he sent me. And she's like, wow, that's really fucked up. I'm like, yeah, no kidding. And so that's when I decided to make my own Facebook group so that you guys could get my content through there. So if any of you guys are on that Facebook group or any other group for that matter, share my content. But you might get removed or you might get a nasty message from Mark if you do so. But what I found so interesting was when I had flipped back through our messages, he had actually gotten contact with me because I was on a different Facebook group, a different SimCity group, and he contacted me, and I still have the message, and he said, I think that you belong in a different group. I think you should come to my group where the people are more intelligent. That's what he said to me. And that I shouldn't waste my time in that group, that I should go to his group instead. So here he is poaching people silently, you know, via private message from other people's groups, but then restricting good advice on his group. Why? I don't know. But the way I see it is this, is how are you really going to stop people? Is he really going to delete every comment that goes up on his page every time somebody shares my video? I mean, that's laughable, right? So it really doesn't matter to me if I have, you know, 9,000 subs or if I have 9 subs. The whole point is to help you guys, to save you guys money and shit. And essentially, I think I've done that, right? And so anytime that you guys can help, you know, get the word out there, it'll just be a benefit to helping others, right? So essentially, that's what's important to me, is helping you guys out. And so I don't get paid by EA, right? I'm not an EA game changer, which I should be, because maybe then the damn game would be worth the shit. But anyway, that was my lovely speech about so-and-so. You know? And honestly, like, the way I see it is that's just... Oh, that's why. I hate when that shit happens. Okay. Yeah. Hang on. Is that better now? Is it working now? For some reason, my Wi-Fi had clicked on, even though I didn't click it. I hate when that happens, because it doesn't actually connect to the Wi-Fi. It just kind of sits there and bounces between the two. So let's see what connection I have now. Yuck, that's a terrible connection. Hang on. Give me a second here. Okay. That's... You know, you guys, I don't... Is it still glitching? Which one is... Who are you? Sand dip. Missy, what? Hold on. Trying to get a better connection here, you guys. For some reason, it's just terrible. Okay, I'm going to restart the stream, okay?